On this episode of Inside the Mind, I interview an interesting man all the way from England. He's obsessed with fitness and nutrition just like myself, and actually, I'm going to start the interview on exactly how he got into fitness, okay? So, check it out.
So my girlfriend was like, I've just started going to the gym. Do you want to come with me? And at first I was like, well, not really. Every excuse in the book was coming out. It's just like, well, I'm going to get too big, and I'm going to get injured. I won't be able to play football anymore. And all of this kind of, the excuses were just piling up and up. And I was like, right, okay, I need to sort something out. I need to stop messing about and just up my game. Go to the gym, get fitter, and hopefully I can improve on the pitch. And started going to kind of HIIT classes, so high intensity interval training, things like that with her, and then started progressing onto the weights by myself, which was a huge jump. Obviously, I'm training with these people that know what they're on about, and I was just like, right, I don't know what I'm doing here. I was just flinging the weights about.
Going all in.
What am I doing? But after the kind of first couple of weeks, I started actually kind of reading into it, looking online, watching videos, and that's when I actually started getting serious about it and thinking, right, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to make my plan. So I set up this whole plan for a week, just kind of like legs. Then I did upper body, abs, blah, blah, blah. And after that initial week of just feeling as if it was working, I was like, right, okay, I know what I'm doing now. I know what I'm doing. So that's when I started pushing it and getting more involved into that fitness side of it. And then it was that transition of, okay, right, I've got a bit of muscle, I'm feeling good. And then I started kind of getting better at football because of the strength that it was coming and coming. And I was like, right, okay, I'm going to keep going, keep see how much I can do. And I was like, right, I've got this. And then for a few months I was kind of stuck, just plateaued completely, and I was just getting really frustrated, as you do. I think that's when a lot of people quit. They just think, right, okay, I'm not getting anywhere. But I thought, okay, I'm gonna get over this somehow. So I changed my routine again, started working, started again, changed it again. So that's how it started to develop. And I think now I'm at the stage where I know how long it kind of takes me to reach a point where I'm like, right, I need to change it. It's getting boring. So that was that side of it. And then my diet was terrible, like disgusting. It's like donuts, pizza, everything. So I was like, right, okay, I need to do that now. So I read a couple of books recently. There's one from Anita Bean. It's actually a textbook, it's a nutrition textbook. So I was like, right, I'm gonna start doing this. Really good book, read it. So that's sort of where I am now. I'm just trying to increase my experience and my knowledge of putting it all together into this package. So yeah, that's sort of it's that. Yeah.
Interesting. How did you get to the point to where like now because I saw your page and where now you're like showing everybody, like broadcasting. What made you want to get to that point to where you want to like basically like expose everybody to like how you lift and your type of training and basically that message you have?
Yeah, it was a strange one. When I started going to the gym with my friends, they were posting this stuff on Instagram and talk to these people, and I was like, right, okay, I want to get on board this. And as soon as I was on there, it's funny because Instagram's so massive. There's so many different communities, and as soon as I started posting about things, people were like commenting and saying, "Oh, I love what you're doing." And I was like, "Right, okay, I'm there. Like, this is good. Making connections." So yeah, that's when I started thinking, okay, I'm going to get on this Instagram game and try and take it seriously. Talk to people, see what they think, see their experiences, compare them with mine, and see if I can learn anything from them. And at the same time, for people who are beginning to start to get to the gym, how can I help them? And it's quite good now because I'm getting a few messages from people just saying, I love what you're doing. How did you get there? So of course I tell them this story, and it's great. It's like it's inspiring. It makes you feel like you're helping people, and that's what I want to do. I think that's where I'm kind of heading now. I've got this base, and now I want to kind of get to the next stage of getting into the fitness industry. That's what I want to start doing. I love it. I absolutely love it. So.
What would you say like the most questions you get, like as far as like people reaching out to you? What do they ask the most? One, and the second part to that,
what do you feel like people have the most trouble with in the fitness journey as well?
Yeah, so people normally ask me how did I put the muscle on in the first place? That's the thing, because I've got a lot of posts of where I first started compared to now, and I was saying, okay, how did you do it? You know, like what did you do? And I think there's no easy answer. There's no, you know, oh yeah, I just took a few supplements and that was it. It was like, okay, at first I started going, I found what my body best reacted to. Just tell them, you know, the standard supplements, protein, BCAAs. That's all I take. That's all I've ever taken. And just train hard, because I know a lot of people, they go to the gym and they'll turn up, they'll do like a 5-minute walk, just do some machines, really lightweight, and you'll be like, right, one, I'm massive, and I'm like, you've got to put in the work. It's that input. You don't get to that level until your input equals the level inside your brain. It's like, people will be like, okay, I'm feeling good, but I'm not getting anywhere. And it's just, that's when people just stop. And I always say, you got to push it. You've got to get over that mindset of, okay, I've hit a wall. How do I get over it? And people, instead of trying to get over that wall, they just hit it, and that's it. So I just say, you know, you've got to find a way to do it. You know, it's, I found a great quote the other day. It's, if opportunity doesn't knock, then build a door.
I saw that. That's on your profile.
That's it for life. And I was like, yeah, not only does that work in the gym, but every single aspect of life, that is the motto. That's what people should be living by, because I think a lot of people, even at work, you know, they'll be stuck in a job and they'll be like, oh, I hate it, but I'm not going to do anything about it. And it's like, you've got the ability to do it. Everyone, you've got so many opportunities, but no one, or a very slight minority of people will take that leap, you know. So I just say, work hard, practice, be consistent, and be out. You know, there's a lot of diets now. There's so many diets, but initially, I don't think you need to go too much into detail. You just got to, you know, get the nutrients in, work hard, and as long as you're focused, you're gonna work. So you're gonna make it.
Going back to, by the way, I love that word consistency. That's like one of my favorite words, because that's what it's all about. But going back into that, what do you think holds people back from putting that extra work in? Like, because I know that's the biggest thing, and I want to know your opinion. Because I know my opinion, but I want to know your opinion about what causes people not to put that extra work in, holds them back from that.
It's difficult. I think that's probably one of the most difficult questions. What is it that holds people back? I'd say it's just the thought of having to put in so much work to get to that stage. I think that's all it is. You know, there are a lot of people. It's like the people who, after Christmas, New Year's resolution will be, right, I'm going to go to the gym, and then a week later they're like, nah, it's too hard. And it's just, you've got to work at it. It's like anything. It's getting into that routine as well. You know, I think you've always got to have a routine, and when you're in that routine of, okay, right, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to get changed, I'm going to have some food before, potentially, or after, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to rest, and then I'm going to repeat that process, you know, over again. I think, people sort of just think, right, I've been a week, why aren't I toned, or why haven't I
where's the progress? Where's the results?
So I think that's what it is. It's just it's that hard work. It's that you've got to grind. That's it, in a nutshell.
And for you, what, like, when it gets hard, what keeps you going when it gets hard for you?
It's that I like it. I like when it gets hard, because it pushes me harder than, say, if I was, you know, just consistently doing the same thing and making a bit of progress, but not as much as I want. It's like, well, I want to push myself in every aspect of life. You know, I want to get better at everything. Basically, I think that's what pushes me. It's beating records, beating my body at its own game. Basically, you know, you've got a lot of people who, including myself, I'll get somewhere and I'll be like, right, that's great, but how do I get that next PR? How do I get faster? How do I run for longer? And it's that, I think, it's that sort of build up. It's adrenaline, I think that's what it is, you know. And then you look back at pictures of, you know, before and after, and you're like,
Yeah.
right, that's it. And then you see all these people on Instagram, and I think Instagram's a huge motivator for a lot of people. You know, I'll scroll it, and my whole story is just like,
Mine's too.
cool. And I'm like, I need to catch up. So yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just like, just motivation, just keeping that mindset. Definitely.
It's interesting you talk about that as far as like how beating yourself and applying it to life, because me being in the fitness industry and working out, I see how much working out applies to life as far as like putting in the hard work, being patient with the process, being consistent. So it's interesting that you brought up that point. But and I want to know for you, does it make it like, is there a lot of life principles that you learn from working out as well that you can apply to other areas of your life as well, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I think before I was going to the gym, I was in this routine of going to work and then just going home, sitting on the Xbox, going to sleep, doing that same process. And then when I started going to the gym, I was like, right, okay, I'm not going to watch telly, I'm going to go to the gym. And by the time I was back at the gym, you know, I had a few hours spare before bed. So I was like, right, I'm going to research. So I started researching and started reading more.
Mm-hmm.
And after that initial side of kind of building that base, started listening to podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Robbins, all these
100%.
business podcasts. I'm crazy.
Unbelievable.
Like, gets you that mindset. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's Sean Stevenson, another guy. Yeah, he's good. There's a couple of guys over here who run something called the Alpha Movement, which is another good podcast. And I think when I started listening to those podcasts, that's what really drove me to think, right, okay, I need to sort of apply my gym ethic into my work ethic, and not into my work ethic, just my everyday ethic. So now I'll go to work, I'll have a plan, you know, I'll have 5 or 6 things that I want to achieve in the day at work, and then kind of a few things that I want to do when I get home. And I think once you've got that mindset, it's almost like a workout, you know, you say you work up, and that'll be it. So at work, I'm like, right, okay, I'll do this first, and then I'll do that, and then I'll do that, and it's just getting those routines constantly throughout life. And I think that's the way to do it for me at the minute. It's just getting into the routine.